Sometimes life changes in a single moment. One small choice, one act of kindness, one decision to stand up for what's right can rewrite an entire future. This is the story of Emma, a waitress who thought she was losing everything when she was fired for helping a stranger. But little did she know, that stranger was her boss in disguise. And the truth revealed the next day, it didn't just change her life, it changed the entire restaurant forever. Stay with me until the very end, because what happened next will leave you speechless. Emma was only 24 years old, but life had already been unkind to her. Her father had left when she was young, her mother was ill, and she was the only one holding the family together. She worked double shifts at a small diner in the city, juggling trays, memorizing orders, and forcing a smile even when her body ached. Every tip mattered. Every dollar was accounted for. Because at home, her mother needed medicine, and her younger brother needed school supplies. But despite her struggles, Emma had something rare, a heart that refused to harden. Even when customers were rude, even when life felt unfair, she kept believing in kindness. One cold morning, the diner door creaked open. A scruffy-looking man in old jeans and a tattered jacket walked inside. His shoes were muddy, his hair uncombed, and he carried the weight of exhaustion in his eyes. The other waitresses whispered. "Another homeless guy," one muttered. "He won't tip," another sighed, rolling her eyes. But Emma didn't see a burden. She saw a man who looked hungry and tired. So she walked up with the same warm smile she gave everyone. "Good morning, sir," she said softly. "Would you like some coffee to warm up?" The man nodded slowly. I don't have money. Just looking for work. Or food." The diner manager noticed and immediately frowned. "Emma, don't waste your time. He's not paying. Get him out of here." But Emma couldn't turn away. She poured him coffee, slipped a plate of eggs and toast onto the table and whispered, "Eat. Don't worry about the bill." As the man ate, Emma asked questions. Where was he from? What kind of work did he do? He seemed hesitant, almost as if he was studying her reactions. She shared about her life too, her sick mother, her long hours, her hope of saving enough one day to study nursing. By the time he finished eating, there were tears in his eyes. "Thank you," he said quietly. "Not many people would do this." Emma just smiled. The world needs more kindness. That's all. But what Emma didn't know was that this man wasn't homeless at all. He was Mr. Thompson, the wealthy owner of the diner chain. And he was undercover, testing his employees. The moment Emma handed over the food, the manager exploded. "Emma, you're done here!" He shouted. "You can't give free food. This is a business, not a charity." The customers turned to stare. Emma's face burned with humiliation. She tried to explain. "He was hungry, I couldn't." "Save it," the manager snapped. "You're fired. Clear your things." Emma stood frozen, tears stinging her eyes. She had just lost the one job she desperately needed. The scruffy man, the undercover boss, had tried to speak up, but the manager silenced him. "You're not welcome here either. Out!" Emma walked out of the diner that night with nothing, but her apron in her hand and her heart heavy with despair. At home, Emma didn't tell her mother the truth. She just said work was tough, but when her brother asked about school books, she looked away, hiding her tears. How would she pay the bills? How would she buy the medicine? Everything felt like it was falling apart. Yet even in her despair, she didn't regret helping that man. "If I had to do it all over again," she whispered to herself, "I'd still feed him." The very next morning, Emma received a call. The diner owner himself wanted to see her. Confused and nervous, she went back, expecting more humiliation. When she walked in, the homeless man was standing there, clean-shaven, wearing a sharp suit, his true identity revealed. Emma's heart stopped. It's you? Mr. Thompson smiled gently. Yes, Emma. I wasn't a homeless man. I was your boss. I wanted to see how my staff treated people who looked poor, people in need. The entire diner staff gasped as he turned to the manager. And what I saw yesterday was shameful. The manager turned pale, stuttering, "Sir, But Mr. Thompson cut him off. "You humiliated a good worker. You fired her for showing compassion. That's not the kind of business I run." In front of everyone, he fired the manager on the spot. Then he turned back to Emma. "You, however, showed kindness when no one else did. You gave me food when you had so little yourself. That's the kind of heart I want leading my team." Emma's eyes filled with tears. "But I broke the rules." Mr. Thompson smiled. "Some rules are worth breaking if it means saving someone's dignity." Not only did he rehire Emma, but he promoted her to a supervisor position, doubling her salary. He even gave her a scholarship fund to study nursing part-time, something she had always dreamed of. Emma couldn't believe it. The girl who walked out in tears last night was now standing tall, with hope in her heart. And the diner? It changed forever, too. Free meals were now offered daily for the hungry, inspired by Emma's simple act of kindness. Emma's story reminds us of something powerful. Kindness always comes back, sometimes when you least expect it. What the world sees as weakness is often the greatest strength, and sometimes the people who have the least end up giving the most. So the next time you see someone in need, remember Emma. One meal, one act of compassion. That's all it takes to change a life, and sometimes to change the world.